Good morning from my really messy kitchen, which I'm going to clean after I finish this. I had seen a couple other people post a kind of 50-40 things about yourself and kind of really random facts. I came up with 45 really random facts, no particular order. I have 3 brothers, and I had a sister who passed away as an infant from infantile spasm syndrome, or also known as West syndrome. I lost 170 pounds, over half of my body weight, when I was 19 and 20 years old. I ended up gaining all of it back, plus a lot more. I was diagnosed with Pcos in my very early 20s, but I showed symptoms back when I was 14 years old, so I believe that's when it started. I live in Utah, which is known for being the Mormon capital of the world, but I left the Mormon church last spring, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my entire life. I love Dr. Phil in TV shows and movies. I watch stuff every day, reality shows, I love them all. I got married the day before my 22nd birthday, and it was about 3 months before my husband's 22nd birthday. We were pretty young. My heart belongs in Arizona. I graduated with my degree in public health education with a minor in gerontology. If it weren't for my boss at my college job, I don't believe I ever would have graduated. I really owe her a lot for getting me through college. She was like a mom to me while I was there. I have always wanted to be a nurse, and I still do. I have plans to do that someday. I have dealt with really horrible anxiety and depression since my early teens. My parents got divorced when I was a freshman in high school. My husband and I's entire relationship hinged on one text message. I almost did not text him back. Our daughter was diagnosed with autism at 3. She was diagnosed with mild to moderate autism and ended up being a very mild case of autism. My husband and I almost got divorced 2.5 years ago. I have been in therapy for nearly 2 years, and I firmly believe that therapy has helped me save my life. I was diagnosed with pseudotumor cerebri 6 months before my wedding. I knew nothing about that disorder before I got it, and soon it was my entire life for a while. I didn't need glasses until my 28th birthday, so a year and a half ago. All of a sudden I couldn't see very well, and I thought my pseudotumor had come back, but I just needed glasses. I love makeup a lot, even though for a long time I didn't wear it, but now I wear it as often as I can manage, but I love it. It's so fun. I thought for sure our daughter was a boy, down to the point that I bought all of our nursery bedding before we found out the gender. She had a very boyish nursery. I started playing the violin when I was 7 or 8, and I played all the way through high school. I haven't touched it in over 10 years, unfortunately. I can sew just about anything. My mom taught me to sew when I was younger, and I wasn't a very good student, but I've continued to teach myself over the last years, and it's one of my favorite hobbies. I had an Etsy shop for years called Pretty Bird. I used to make baby clothes and matching twin sets and headbands and bows, but I don't do it anymore for pay. I love making gifts, but my #1 priority had to be my health, my marriage, and our little family. Whitney Thor and Tess Holiday are my spirit animals. I love them something fierce. I wish I could be exactly like them. I don't plan on ever being thin. My focus is on my health and managing my polycystic ovarian syndrome, and to me, I don't ever foresee that being thin. My binge eating disorder goes as far back as 6 and 7 years old, so I've had binge eating disorder my entire life. I'm obsessed with photos. For the first year of my daughter's life, I took a photo every day for longer than the year, and that was before I even had a smartphone. So with my camera every day, I love photos. I'm not much for labels, but I feel strongly about humanism. I am extremely disorganized and messy, as you can see per my kitchen, and it's something I really want to change. It's something I want to work on more this year. I could drink root beer and eat Mexican food every day for the rest of my life, if it weren't so bad for me. I have always wanted to have 4 kids by the time I was 30 years old. That's not gonna happen. I'm never gonna have 4 kids, and definitely not by the time I'm 30. So we've decided that once we have our next child, we are done trying. And that's a hard pill to swallow. because I've always wanted a big family. I drove a minivan for 4 years and we sold it a year and a half ago. I don't stand for being walked on anymore. I try my best to be a nice and civil person, but I've been able to set up a lot better boundaries in my life in the last couple of years thanks to therapy. I am addicted to Pinterest. Although I know we are moving to Arizona and very soon, I wish I could pack up my friends here, the few really close friends I have here, and take them with me to Arizona. I'm going to miss them so much. I had my daughter via scheduled C-section, and it wasn't what I had envisioned or planned on for having, but because of my pseudotumor, that's what the high-risk doctor recommended. And during my entire C-section, I kept saying probably 50 times to the anesthesiologist that I could still feel my feet, and I was kind of upset that I could still feel my feet. Finally, he said to me, well, thank goodness they're not delivering your baby through your feet, and that kind of got me to shut up. So it was the best experience of my life, her being born. I've been a stay-at-home mom my daughter's entire life, and I'm so grateful for that. There was times when I didn't think that was going to happen for us, and I don't take a moment of that for granted. I am so grateful that I've been able to stay home with her. I love car seats and car seat safety. If there was one job in public health I could do, it would be with car seats. I love my Fitbit. I've been wearing one for 2 years now. I'm on my 3rd model, but I love my Fitbit. I use it every single day. My hair has been falling out a ton the last 2 years, and I used to have a lot of hair, and it's been really hard for me to face the fact that I am essentially going bald, and at some point I will have to either just come to accept that fact or do something to change it. I've tried taking vitamins and whatnot, but it's only made a little bit of a dent. The biggest thing I did was cut my hair off. I had grown it really, really long, and I'd always wanted long hair, but I couldn't keep it from falling out when it was really long. It was always getting tangled and pulled on. So short hair is what I have now, and it's the best I can do for managing my hair falling out at this moment. Up until this summer, you can never find me wearing anything but long sleeve shirts. Maybe 3/4 length sleeve if I can find them. But this summer I decided to let that go. I was overheated in a Costco and I just couldn't take it. Thought it was ridiculous. Why am I wearing a long sleeve shirt in the middle of summer? Because I'm insecure about my arms? So I stopped that day and I put on a spaghetti strap tank top and I went to the park with my daughter and my husband. And now I feel so much freer and I can do so much more because I'm not constrained by what I'm wearing. I can wear short sleeves, I can wear a tank top, I can wear a spaghetti strap, and I don't care what people think of my arms anymore. My #1 priority in my life is to look out for my family, my little family, and they mean everything to me. The preservation of my marriage and taking care of our daughter and being happy together is my #1 priority. I believe in living a truly authentic life. Waiting to add to our family has been one of the hardest things I've ever had to persevere. I am the queen of planning, but this year it's my goal to let it go and let it be and just see what happens. Work my hardest at what I can control and let go of the things I can't control, which is a lot.